Hi everyone, Phil Travis here, EOU History 437. Week 7, so getting on down the line in the class. We have 4 more weeks before the exam period in the class. This week we are going to be reading chapters 1 and 2 from the Soldiers of Destruction book, as well as part 3 of Bendersky. This week also is going to be a light week. We've had quite a few assignments. We had a midterm exam, which I've graded, by the way. I thought the midterms were good. The class did really well. We had some really excellent essays on that. And then, of course, we had our paper proposals. I'm going to try to get those paper proposals graded as soon as I possibly can so that you guys can use my feedback to help you work on the papers. So I'm going to give us a little bit of a light week this week. This week, the only graded assignment for this week will be the discussion board. And the discussion board this week will be particularly pertaining to the readings for Soldiers of Destruction. So the only graded work for this week is discussion form. I want you to really use the week as an opportunity to work on the paper. Work on either the writing of the paper, or if you haven't, if you compiled your sources but you haven't really been looking at your sources that much, an opportunity to really begin investigating your sources so you can start thinking about what you want to argue. I mean, I know you've already written hopefully these ideas out in the paper proposal, but to help you to continue to develop these. Thesis statements will often change and develop as you work with your sources. And your sources, if you pay attention to them, will often tell you what to argue. So I'd like you to use this light week to work on your papers. That's my advice. So this week, reading chapter 1 and 2, Soldiers of Destruction. In part 3, Bendersky. I will have the recorded presentation for this week up no later than Tuesday night at midnight. Let's see, any other order of business? Not as much stuff to say this week. Weekly trivia. So weekly trivia relates to automobiles. So as many of you guys are, I'm sure, are aware, Volkswagen refers to the people's car, originally developed during Nazi Germany. During the wartime, actually, the main Volkswagen facility employed several thousand slaves. A majority of the labor in the Volkswagen facility, and this was admitted to, by not only by historians have demonstrated this, but Volkswagen itself has testified to this, in the modern, recently, in the 90s, I believe, that they employed slaves in the construction of the original Volkswagen Beetles during wartime, which was not uncommon, by the way, in the German industries. But this week's question, the Volkswagen Beetle, which was designed to be a people's car because in Germany, in the 20s, in the 30s, it was very difficult for anybody to own a car because cars were so expensive. Most working German people could, be fortunate if they could own a motorcycle. And so the Volkswagen was designed as a car that would be affordable for everyday German people. And it was designed over practicality to be an efficient, everyday use automobile. Well, one of the original designers behind the Volkswagen Beetle was a guy whose name you would probably recognize. His name is Ferdinand Porsche. Porsche made up the original development team that developed the designs for the Volkswagen Beetle. And so this week's trivia is Ferdinand Porsche, the original design work for the Volkswagen Beetle. All right, guys, let's have a great week.